let's talk about firing someone the right way. So new managers, you need to watch this. Now, over the last 23 years building leading sales teams, I've hired more than 3,000 people and personally fired more than 280. And let me tell you, firing someone is one of the hardest things that you'll do as a leader, especially as a new leader if you haven't done it before. Now, if you're struggling with it, you're not alone. But over the years, I've developed a formula that makes it simple, makes it clear and respectful to let people go the right way. It helps you fire people quickly, helps you fire them professionally without second guessing yourself and making sure you're doing the right thing for yourself, for them, and for the team. Now, I call this the 3917 formula, and it is magic. Now, I call it this because there's 3 checks before even really considering termination. If you're pondering, thinking, do I need to let them go? There's 3 checks you got to check yourself on as a leader. Then there's 9 critical questions to ask yourself before you pull the trigger. And then there's 17 words to fire them respectfully. Now, I wish I had this formula when I started because it would have saved me so much heartache, so much pain, and the process would have been so much easier. Now let's dive in. Now, before you even think about letting somebody go, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Now, as a leader, you want to ask yourself these 3 questions. First, have I set clear expectations? Now, have I clearly communicated what I expect from this person? Do they understand the standards of good results required here? Have I ensured clear documentation and communication to make sure that the expectation is set clearly? The second check is you want to check clear teaching. Have I taught them what good looks like for what's expected in this role? Have I given them the proper training in the areas that they need to improve? Have I provided the simple, documented feedback to help them grow and develop? Have I made sure that they had the resources that they need to succeed? So that as a leader, your role is to make sure that you teach them. You set the expectation and then teach them how to fulfill that expected result. And then the third check is you want to check that you've provided clear correction. So if you've set the expectation, you've tried to teach them and it's not working, it's time to have the needed hard conversations. Have I been clear on providing the needed correction to address the underperformance? Have I hit it head on, or am I avoiding those conversations? Have I been, what I call it, soft like a brick? You want to ask, have I been soft like a brick with them? The soft is they need to know that you care. And the brick is you being willing and skilled to have that needed hard conversation about what needs to change. Have you documented these conversations? Have them sign off on it that you've been super clear. And now, if you can't check these 3 boxes, the problem may not be with that person. There's a very real opportunity with your leadership. And so you are likely under-leading this person. Then don't proceed with termination. Go back to setting clear expectations, helpful teaching, and/or clear correction. But if you can check all 3 of these, it's time to move forward and ask yourself 9 questions about them. Now, before we go into the 9 questions, I have a free gift for you that I'm super excited about. And I've taken everything that I'm teaching here and I put it into a mini masterclass that walks you through step-by-step how to fire someone the right way. And it's completely free, and it'll give you everything that you need to be able to handle this process quick and respectfully. Now, I don't know how much I would have paid for this, but you're gonna get it from me for free. So go ahead and grab it, the first link in the description here below. And if you're ready to move forward and you found the 3 questions, boom, you've set the clear expectation, you've taught them what's expected, you've had the correction conversation, now it's time to move forward. One thing that I've learned is that a leader does not need to be perfect to be justified in terminating someone. If the person's they've had sufficient chance, they've put in sufficient effort as a leader to grow and develop them, and that person is still hurting the result needed by the team, action cannot be procrastinated. Now, if you're ready to move forward in considering terminating this person, you want to stop and ask yourself these 9 simple questions. And you want to do this before letting somebody go on your team, or else it'll make you look bad as a leader and it'll cause a pretty negative result. Trust me, I've done this and I've learned this with thousands of people that I've worked with. First question that you want to ask and answer: do I fully understand what good performance looks like in their role? Now, if you don't know what success looks like, or you're the slightest bit unsure about it, you can't fairly assess their performance. So that's the first question. Second question, how have I been performing as this person's leader? This requires a pretty transparent look in the mirror and be like, well, look, I'm not the problem, they're the problem, and that's the problem. I get it. But as you're looking at letting this person go, you want to look at yourself as transparent and honest as you can in that mirror. And leadership accountability comes first. Have you given them the tools, the coaching, the clarity that they need to be set up for success in their job? Okay, the third question, will they be blindsided if I let them go? If the answer is yes, you probably haven't communicated expectations or feedback clear enough with them. And a rule of thumb, if somebody's gonna be blindsided by being let go, listen, my friend, you have underled that person. I know that's bold and harsh, but that's the reality. So don't blindside people. Make sure that they have clear expectations. You've taught them, worked with them. You've had the correction conversations, letting them know this is not headed in the direction it needs to. So that if it's time to really let them go, they're not gonna be blindsided. That's a key indicator that your leadership, so that's what this whole 3-9-17 formula is all about. Okay, fourth, do I believe this person either can't or won't improve as fast as the team and company need them to? Now, if they can improve and just need more coaching, termination may not be the right move. All right, number 5, how is this person affecting the team? How are they affecting the morale of the culture that you're building? Now, a weak performer, whether it's just not a good cultural fit or they're just not living to the standards, then this isn't just an individual problem. It impacts the entire team's energy, the motivation and results that you're trying to create. Number 6, would I hire this person again today? Now, my mentor, Brian Tracy, he calls this quink thinking, Kwink, knowing what I now know. And this cuts through the hesitation. Knowing what I now know, would I rehire this person? And so if the answer is no, now looking back, I wouldn't rehire this person. I wouldn't have hired him in the first place. Now that's a huge indicator that probably not somebody that you want to keep on your team. And so Brian Tracy would talk about, well, if the answer is no, then it's get out and how fast can I get out? But why are you keeping somebody on your team that you would not hire again now that you know what they're about? All right, number 7, do I need to replace them? And can I find somebody better? And if their role is essential, you might need a plan for filling that gap. So be wise, be smart. Question number 8, how quickly can I ramp somebody else up new? If replacing them is gonna take months, is gonna create chaos, you might need a transition plan first. Question number 9, is letting them go the best move for the business and the team? Is it the best move for them? This is the final gut check. And if it's the right move across the board, you know what to do. Now, these 9 questions, they remove the emotion from the decision. They make it very cut and dry that, hey, this person, they need to go. Or you know what, I need to keep working on them, or I need to work on myself and be a better leader for them. They help you focus on the facts and not the feelings. So if that's the case, and you've gone through the 3 checks to check yourself on, have I set expectations? Have I taught them? Have I given correction? Then you go through the 9 questions, and if the indication is, yeah, this person is not working out, then action, again, cannot be procrastinated. This is the magic formula. There's the 17-word script to say word for word to fire somebody respectfully and quickly. Now let's talk about the hardest part, actually letting them go. Now here's the exact 17-word script that I've learned from tremendous trial and error. It's the most respectful and right to the point way to let somebody go once a decision is made that they no longer belong on your team. Here's the script, 17 words. I'm concerned about your performance. We need to make a change. I'm gonna let you go. That's it. No fluff, no rambling. Literally, you stop and you say that to them and let them, just in sales, the first person who speaks after loses. You just zoom. And they'll be like, what? Well, but the thing is, at this point, they already know it's not working. You've set the expectations, you've taught them, you've had correction conversations, it's just not working, let them go. And what I found is when you do the 3 and the 9 part of this formula right, the 17 is just simple, rip the Band-Aid off. The biggest mistake I see managers make is over-explaining when they're letting somebody go. It's also a big indication. When you over-explain, it means you have not done the proper cultivating as a leader to go through the steps that we're talking about here. And that's a huge indication that we're under-leading as a leader. So you don't need to over-explain, you don't need to drag it out with excess apologies. And listen, clear is kind. So short and direct is the most respectful way to let somebody go. And at the end of the day, leadership isn't just about hiring, it's about building a team that actually performs. And it's not just about firing right, as we've been talking about here. And after hiring and firing and leading teams for over 20 years, I've learned one powerful framework that's completely changed how I lead and help set things up right for the people on my team. And it took me a disjointed team to learning how to create high-performing, fully functioning teams and culture that produce results. And in this video right here, I break down the framework and show you exactly how to build a winning team. Check it out now.